Hello, you are welcome to today's lesson. My name is Paul Williams Ofori Jr. Paul Williams Ofori Jr. May I know your name, where you are watching me from, and then the name of your school? Okay, today we have science for basic 2. If you are in primary or JHS, this lesson is also good for you, so pay attention. Today, what are you looking at? We are looking at strand 5, humans and the environment. Humans and the environment. Substrand is what? 2, diseases. The indicator. Name some common waterborne diseases and their prevention. Name some common waterborne diseases and their prevention. Now, let's look at the main topic. So today's main topic is what? Some waterborne diseases. Some waterborne diseases. So today's lesson, we are going to look at diseases. But these diseases are called waterborne diseases. Why do we call these diseases waterborne diseases? Or why do you call them waterborne diseases? We call them waterborne diseases because we get them from drinking contaminated water, polluted water. So any form of disease that you get because of drinking or using contaminated water, we call it what? Waterborne disease. Okay, so in this lesson, there are some key words that we need to know how they are pronounced and then the meaning. The first word is dirty. 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 If something is dirty, it means that thing is not clean. It contains what? Dirt. Okay, so dirty. The next word is what? Diarrhea. Diarrhea. Check the spelling well. Some have O, others too, they don't write O. The difference is that we have British English and then what? American English. So if you write diarrhea without O, you are so correct. Okay, so this is diarrhea. It's what? It's a disease. It's one of the waterborne diseases. Okay, the next word is what? Cholera. Cholera. Cholera is also what? A waterborne disease. It's a disease and it's one of the waterborne diseases. The next word is typhoid. Typhoid. Typhoid is also a disease and it's one of the waterborne diseases. The next word is what? Headache. 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 I believe you have heard about headache before. So headache, you understand it. Let's continue. So water is one of the things we use every day to stay alive. We drink water. We use water to prepare food. We use water for farming. Water is not safe for use when it is dirty, polluted, or contains germs. The diseases people get from using polluted water are called waterborne diseases. Some examples of waterborne diseases are cholera, diarrhea, typhoid. So, as I explained to you, we are looking at diseases. Diseases that we get when we drink or use water that is contaminated, water that is polluted, water that contains germs. We call these diseases what? Waterborne diseases. And examples have been mentioned that we have diarrhea, cholera, and then what? Typhoid. These are some examples of what? Waterborne diseases. So if you are asked what a waterborne disease is, I believe you'll be able to tell that they are diseases that we get when we drink polluted water, contaminated water, dirty water, or water that contains what? Germs. So if you don't drink dirty water, if you don't drink polluted water, if you don't drink water that contains germs, you wouldn't get, there is no way you will get what? Waterborne disease. So anytime you are drinking water, it is important to check whether the water is polluted or not, is contaminated or not. Okay, so let's look at this one. Now if you look at these two pictures, we have water A, water B. What can you say about these two pictures? Water A, we have a cup of water. Water B is also what? A cup of water, or a glass of what? Water. If you look at water A, you can see that this water has color. We have learnt about water, qualities of what? A good drinking water. Water has no color, but if you look at this one, you can see that there is what? The color, there is a color here, there is another color here. So it tells you that this water contains something. And if I give this water to you, let me know, will you drink it? You will not drink. Yes, I know you will not drink. Now let's come to this side. Water B, another glass of what? Water. But this water, you can see that it is clean. Let me enlarge it. It is what? Clean. You will not see any particle in it. It is clean. If you compare, and then the color too, it is colorless. It doesn't have any color. It is not red, it is not brown, it is not black, it is not yellow. It is what? Colorless. Okay, but if you look at this one, you see this one has color. And you can even see that there are some particles inside the water. So that tells you that these two cups of water, this and this, they are not the same. Water B is safe, but water A is not safe. If you drink this water, you will get waterborne disease. Because the water is what? Polluted. Because the water contains what? Germs or some particles. It also has what? Color. Safe water or clean water doesn't have color like this one. So anytime you are drinking water, please check. If it is dirty, don't drink it. Otherwise, you get waterborne diseases. If you drink this, you will not get waterborne disease because it is safe, it is clean. But if you drink this, you will get waterborne disease because the water is what? Polluted. Because the water is what? Is what? Polluted or contaminated. Okay, now let's move on. Oh, there are some questions here about these two glasses of water. So let's read them. 1. Which of them will you drink? Water A and water B, which of them will you drink? Will you drink A or you drink B? For me, I'll take B because, okay, let's continue. Maybe we shall see all the reasons. 2. Why will you not drink the other one? So if I decide to drink this, the question is, why? Is it that I will not go for this one, but rather this? I'll go for this because this is clean. It doesn't have any color. It doesn't contain any solid particles or germs. But if you look at this one, it is not clean. It has color. And I can see some particles in it. So it tells me that this is polluted. I will not take this because it is what? Polluted. Okay. Number 3. Mention some diseases you can get if you drink it. So if you have this and you decide to drink it, what are some of the diseases that you get? This one, if you drink it, you will not get any disease. But this one, if you drink it, you get what? Disease. So what are some of the diseases that you get? Because it is water. if you drink and you get any disease, that disease can be, or it's called what? Waterborne disease. So what are some examples of waterborne diseases? The question is, mention some diseases you can get if you drink it. So one, we have learnt it, or I have mentioned it to you: typhoid, cholera, diarrhea. So these three diseases are some of the diseases that you can get if you drink this water. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Can we call these diseases waterborne diseases? The answer is yes, we can call them waterborne diseases. Why can we call them waterborne diseases? Because we get them from drinking contaminated or polluted water. Okay, let's move on. Now we are looking at the diseases one after the other. The first one is what? Cholera. So if you have cholera, what are some of the things that will show that you have cholera? Now let's look at it. It is a waterborne disease caused by bacteria. So you should know that the germ that causes this disease, cholera, is what? Bacteria. Bacteria is the germ or the organism that causes it. People suffering from cholera have the following symptoms. So if you have cholera, these are the things that will show that yes, you have what? Cholera. The first one, they pass frequent loose or watery stool, into brackets, toilet. In science, if you hear stool, in science, if you hear stool, it's something different, no? If you hear stool, it is something different. If you go to our chiefs, our communities, we have chiefs there. The chiefs and sub-chiefs, they all have their stool. It's like this. Their stool. They have their own stool. Some have a lot of designs and other things. So this is what? A stool. But this is not what we are talking about. If you have watery stool, we are not talking about this. If you go to the hospital or clinic, any health facility, and they ask you to bring your stool, a sample of your stool, what they are trying to say is that bring what? Toilet. So stool in science is the same as what? Toilet. Please, if they ask you to bring stool, don't go and bring this to them. If you go to the hospital and they tell you to bring your stool, don't go and bring this to them. You are not referring to this. In science, stool is not about this. Stool is about what? Toilet. Okay, so let's go back and see what we have. So those who have cholera, they pass frequent loose or watery stool. So you see them visiting the washroom frequently. And the toilet that comes to is like water. And it's watery. It's like water, so it is what? Watery. So that is one sign or symptom. The next one, they vomit frequently. So if you look at this madam, you can tell what she's doing. Okay. The next one is that they suffer from severe headaches. So they will have severe headache. If you look at the man, you can see that the man is suffering. The man is suffering. So these are three signs or symptoms of what? Cholera. If you drink contaminated water and you get cholera, these are the things that will happen to you. Do you want to do this? Every 2 minutes you go to the washroom. Do you want to do this? No. Do you want to also do this? Do you want to also go through this? I know you don't want to go through any of these. So let's try to prevent ourselves. Make sure you don't drink water that is polluted. or contaminated. Okay, so we are looking at the next disease, diarrhea. All of you, diarrhea. Again, diarrhea. The first one, we look at what? Cholera. We are looking at the second one, which is what? Diarrhea. Now, it is a waterborne disease. People suffering from diarrhea show the following signs and symptoms. So diarrhea too, if you are suffering from diarrhea, there are some things that you do to indicate or to show that yes, you are suffering from what? Diarrhea. The first one, they pass frequent loose or watery stool, just like cholera. So if you have diarrhea or if you are suffering from diarrhea, you what? You go to the washroom. You go to what? The washroom every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes, you'll be running to that place just to what? Release some things out. And the toilet too that comes to, it's not hard though. It's not hard. Like water. That's why we say it is what? Loose or what? Watery what? Stool. And I have explained what stool is. Yes. Stool is the same as what? Toilet. The next one, they suffer from nausea. They suffer from nausea. So if you look at a man, he's suffering from nausea. Okay. And then the next one, they vomit frequently. You can see the lady here. She's not feeling well at all because she drank water that was what? Contaminated. Okay. Now let's look at, okay, so we have seen symptoms, signs and symptoms for what? Diarrhea. 1, watery stool. 2, suffering from what? Nausea. And then what? Those who will be also vomiting, they also vomit. So these are the 3 things that you should know. That if someone is suffering from what? Diarrhea, these are the things that the person will go through. Now the next one is typhoid. Typhoid, I have told you that it is what? Also a waterborne disease. So it is a waterborne disease caused by bacteria. People suffering from this disease show the following symptoms. 1, they suffer from severe stomach pain. So if you have typhoid, or if you are going through, if you are suffering from a typhoid, you experience this thing. You have stomach what? Pains. You have stomach pains. Your stomach will be paining you. The next one is what? They suffer from severe headache. So look at the man. He's suffering from headache. The third one, they become weak and what? Lose their appetite. It's so bad. It's so bad. Look at the man here. Look at the food. But the man is rejecting the food because of one thing, typhoid. So if you have typhoid, your mother will prepare food for you, your father will buy food for you, also prepare food for you, and you reject the food. You don't have to get typhoid. You get typhoid because we drink water that is polluted, water that is contaminated. So please, I beg you. So the man, he doesn't have appetite for food at all. And if it happens like that, you become weak because you don't eat. You become very weak. So those who are suffering from typhoid, they become weak and lose their appetite. They lose appetite. Okay, so we have seen 3 what? Waterborne diseases. 1, cholera. 2, diarrhea. And then 3, typhoid. So if you are asked to give examples of waterborne diseases, at least you should be able to give 3. And then you should be able to explain what waterborne diseases are. I said that they are diseases that we get when we drink water that is what? Contaminated. Water that is what? Polluted. Okay. And I shown you 2 different what? Pictures of water, where one was dirty, one was not dirty. Okay. Now let's come to this side. How to prevent waterborne diseases. Now there is a way for us to what? Prevent ourselves. If you don't want to get it, there are some things that you need to do. We are talking about prevention. Those who don't want to get waterborne disease. so that they can eat all their food. They will not get typhoid. They want to eat all their food, so they want to what? Prevent themselves. If you are one of those people, pay attention. And I know you're also interested. You want to prevent yourself from getting what? Waterborne what? Disease. Now, what are some of the things that you do? Boil water to kill germs that cause waterborne diseases. So, the diseases that we look at, we realize that bacteria and other germs causes what? Cause the disease. So for us to what? Prevent ourselves, we need to kill them. We don't use knife or cutlass to kill these germs. We use heat. So what you do is you have to boil the water. So look at the picture here. The water, this is what? This is fire. Then we have cooking utensil, and then there is water in it. So the water will boil, and then the heat will kill what? The germs that cause what? The disease. Okay, so let's try this at home if you want to what? Prevent ourselves from waterborne disease. The next one is to filter water to remove dirt and other solid particles. So to filter water means to remove or get solid particles in the water out. We do that by using filter paper or clean cloth. Clean what? Cloth. So if you look at this is the water. You see the water contains some solid particles, but the cloth is preventing what? The solid particles to what? To pass through. So if you do this, let me enlarge it so that you can see it well. If you do this, the water that will pass through the white cloth will not contain any what? Solid particles, because the white cloth will prevent the solid particles from what? Passing through and then coming to what? This side. So what you have to do is that all the time you have to filter the water that you drink. And let me tell you, doing this alone is not enough. Doing this alone is not enough. If there are germs, for germs you can't see with your eyes. If there are germs, fine. The stones and other solid particles will be on top of what? The white cloth. But the germs will be parts of the water, the clean water that you have here. Though it might be clean or it will look clean, but if there are germs, you can't see with your eyes. So after you have filtered the water, after filtration, or after getting the solid particles out, the next thing that you need to do is to what? Boil it. If you boil it, the heat will kill the germs. Okay, so first one is to boil the water to kill germs. 2, to filter the water to remove dirt and other what? Solid particles from it. Now the next one is to drink clean or safe water. So let's try to drink water that is clean. Clean water is the same as what? Safe water. So look at the girl. You can see that she's drinking what? Water. And the water is what? Clean or safe. Okay, this is what all of us are expected to do. Don't just drink any water because you are thirsty. Listen to me. Don't say, oh, I'm thirsty, let me drink it like that. You also get disease like that. You get waterborne disease like that. So let's make sure the water that we drink is clean. The next one, eat food prepared with clean water. So if you want to prevent yourself from waterborne disease, what you have to do is that the food that you are going to prepare, make sure you use clean water or safe water to prepare the food. If they use dirty water to prepare food for you and you eat the food, you get waterborne disease. So let's make sure that all the time the food that we eat, they are food that were prepared with what? Clean water or safe water. Okay, now let's come to this side. There is a project for us And what are you supposed to do? We are to create a poster on how to prevent waterborne diseases. So just create a poster about prevention of waterborne diseases. Yes, sir.
I'm attending 200 above.
Okay.
Just take it.
But you. Yeah. But you. Yeah. Bye. Sorry. So this part will be different. Okay. Now project 1. Project 1. Create a poster on how to prevent waterborne diseases. 2. Compose a song or rhyme on how to prevent waterborne diseases. So these are the things that you are going to do under the project. So this is a big project for you, and I expect that you do a good job for me as well. So here you are to create a poster. The poster should communicate something about how to prevent waterborne diseases. So how do we prevent waterborne diseases? We should boil the water to kill all the germs before we drink. 2. What else? 2. We should filter the water to remove solid particles from the water. What again? We should drink safe or clean water. And what again? We should use clean water or safe water to prepare food. Okay, so these are the things that we can do to prevent waterborne diseases. Now, in summary, what have you learned today? We get waterborne disease or diseases from using dirty, polluted, or contaminated water. Diarrhea, cholera, and typhoid are some examples of waterborne diseases. So today we have learned about waterborne diseases. We have seen some examples, 3 examples of waterborne diseases. And they are diarrhea, cholera, typhoid. These are the 3 that today we have learned. Now, we have also seen that for us to prevent ourselves from waterborne diseases, there are some things that we need to do. The first thing that we learn is that we should boil the water that we drink. So don't just fetch water from the river, the stream, or any other source and start drinking it. Boil it. If you boil, the reason why we boil the water is to kill the germs in it. So we boil the water to kill the germs. The germs that will cause waterborne diseases. You kill them, so when you drink, you'll be safe. So 1, we should boil water to kill germs in the water. 2, we should filter the water. To filter water means to remove the solid particles from the water. Okay, and I also told you that alone is not safe. Though you get water free of solid particles, but that alone is not enough. It's not safe. The next thing that you have to do before you drink is to boil it again. So you filter the water and then you boil it. The next thing that you should also do to prevent yourself from getting waterborne diseases or disease is you have to drink clean or safe water. So if you are drinking water, the water is not clean, don't drink. If the water is not safe, don't drink. If you see that the color of the water or the water has color, or you can see solid particles in it, don't drink it. So if you do these things, you see that you get prevented. So we are bringing our lesson to a close. My name is Paul Williams Ofori. You can go to YouTube TikTok, and Facebook. All our videos are there. Look for our videos or search for our videos and watch them. Tell your friends to go there to also watch these lessons. Apart from science, we have Asante Tree, Ekuapim Tree, and other books. The other books, they are not ready yet, but very soon you see them. So take your time, go through the lesson, read the textbook, watch the video again. If you have questions, feel free and reach out to us. My name is Paul Williams of Virginia. Thank you. Bye-bye.